Okay, so cheers erupting throughout Europe this morning as Pope Leo XIV arrived to address a massive gathering of young Catholics on the last day of the Jubilee of the Youth Pilgrimage.
More than 1 million young believers were in attendance to pray, rejoice, and receive lessons and advice from the Holy Father himself, the former Chicago native sharing his hopes for the future for the next generation.
My young brothers and sisters, you are the sign that a different world is possible, a world of fraternity and friendship, where conflicts are not resolved with weapons, but with dialogue.
More than 146 countries are represented in the crowd today as the event marks Pope Leo's first major service to the next generation of Catholics since he was elected back in May. You know, this is really something. And to have Pope Leo draw so many young people is refreshing. He apparently spoke in English, in Spanish, and Italian because of his multilingual skills. And the fact that you have upwards of 1 million people, young people turning out to get, you know, an encouragement to lean into their faith. And apparently Pope Leo spoke a lot about friendship, spirituality, and courage of young people. He said that he told the crowd to spread your enthusiasm in the witness of your faith, saying don't settle for less. We see the light of God, the gospel growing every day in and around you. And he took 3 questions at one point. One of them was from a guy named Will from the U.S. who asked how to truly encounter Jesus. Watch here.
Dear young people, Jesus is the friend who always accompanies us in the formation of our conscience. If you truly want to encounter the risen Lord, then listen to his word, which is the gospel of salvation. Reflect on your way of living. Seek justice in order to build a more humane world. Serve the poor, and so bear witness to the good that we would always like to receive from our neighbors. Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. Adore Christ in the Blessed Sacrament.
You know, and of course, all of this is happening as you see, polling shows more and more young people are finding that sort of hole in their lives, and they're finding it in church, and in particular in the Catholic Church. And I love what he said right there about how the young people are proof that the world can be different. You could do something differently.
Yeah, you can. You can change things if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have an opportunity in front of you to do what you would like, change the world, be kinder, nicer to your fellow man. And to try and find ways, as he talked about, to settle your differences in peaceful manners rather than through ways that are, not reversible. I was actually in Rome in 2010, I believe, and I was backpacking through Europe after college with one of my best friends, and we happened to stumble upon a service by the former Pope. And I am not Catholic, but it was very interesting to be there with all the pilgrims from all over the world with their different flags to see the former Pope give his sermon inside of the Vatican Square. And it just was absolutely amazing. So for young people to come and see the history, to experience this for themselves as individuals, take what they want from it in their own journey to the church and to spirituality is really quite something. And it's amazing to see an American Pope doing this, and especially to see Americans there asking him questions about how they can be stronger in their own faith.
Yeah, and this Jubilee celebration is part of the Holy Year that the Vatican says they expect to draw some 32 million Catholics from around the world this year, making that pilgrimage to the seat of Catholicism. And there was you're looking at this footage here. I'm not sure if those white tents are exactly them, but there was this Circus Maximus set up, which were a lot of little white tents for these young people to confess, to priest, to go to confession. But that crowd really, with so many different countries, flags waving, is such a unifying image to take in. This hasn't happened since 2000, 25 years ago, when Pope John Paul II held what the New York Times called it a Catholic Woodstock, but that's That's dating back 25 years when Pope John Paul II energized and fed the spirituality of young people to encourage them. And now we see this new Pope, Pope Leo, doing just that.
It really is remarkable to look at just the seas and seas of people and all of the different foreign flags. And it does kind of make you, it's heartwarming, obviously, but, especially because this is the alternative to people obsessing about politics. And when you look at the failure of governments and politics to solve problems, more and more people are turning to the church, and that's probably the way, it's probably a better way of doing it. Today in Rome, Pope Leo XIV getting a rock star's welcome as he addresses more than 1 million young Catholics gathering on the last day of the Jubilee of the Youth Pilgrimage. Our next guest attended the week-long event in Rome and even personally met with the Pope before today's big event. EWTN News Vatican correspondent Colin Flynn joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And what spectacular scenes for non-Catholics. Can you explain to us what this pilgrimage is?
Yeah, Charlie, a very good morning from Rome. And it was really an incredible event to be there and to see 1 million young people coming from 146 countries right around the world. This is called the Jubilee year. This happens once every 25 years here. The Catholic Church, it's an invitation to come back, spiritual renewal, to reignite your faith within you. And as part of that, you have many different mini Jubilees. And this one was the Jubilee of Youth. Now, why was it so popular, Charlie? Well, you have to remember, the American Pope, Pope Leo XIV, he has only been in the papacy for a couple of months. So for young believers all over the world, for new recent converts, this was really the first time for them to engage with this Pope and to see him up close. And boy, did they come out in their numbers. The Vatican and local media reported that 1 million young people, just behind me at Tor Vergata, they gathered last night for a beautiful prayer vigil. And remember, Charlie, some of these people had been hiking for up to 8 hours. I met a group from America. They were from the Carolinas, from Kentucky, some from Alabama, and they've been hiking actually for the whole week across different parts of Italy just to get here to see the Pope. So the atmosphere was incredible. Pope Leo XIV, speaking to them, he said that they have to really use social media to be digital missionaries. They have to go out and evangelize. And he said, everyone in their heart have this burning question. What is the meaning of life? Where can you get true happiness? And he said, it's only through Jesus Christ you will find that. But an incredible day and just an incredible weekend.
It does seem like Pope Leo kind of has a special connection.
Yeah, and you know what, Charlie? He is a pope of the time because already, just again, a few months into his papacy, he's been talking about things like artificial intelligence, warning about the dangers of using this for the common bad instead of the common good. Yesterday as well, talking to the young people, he told them again about algorithms. He said, in social media, it can be a great tool to connect, but we know that there are algorithms that divide us and pull us apart. So he's a mathematician, he's a theologian, he's a canon lawyer. We think that he's going to bring a bit of clarity to this papacy, and young people are really connecting with that now, Charlie, because as you know, a lot of anxiety in the world, a lot of uncertainty, and they're looking for something profound that they can connect with. And just look at these shots you're showing. I mean, they call this as well the Catholic Woodstock. And you were right when you said he really did get a rock star welcome. In fact, Charlie, when he came in by helicopter from the Vatican. He circled the arena twice. The crowd erupted, and it was just a sight to see.
Truly a rock star. Well, we really appreciate you breaking it all down for us, Colin Flynn. Thank you so much.
Charlie, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.